Hi guys, welcome back to Sherman's Kitchen. A pleasant good evening to each and every one of you. Hope you had a wonderful day so far. It is beautiful outside. When the weather is nice, I have so much energy and I always think about my childhood snacks to prepare for my family. So today we're gonna make some crispy, crunchy Guyana Metai. Come on down and let's make Metai together. Make our crispy crunchy Metai, we only need a few simple ingredients and everybody have their own little twist on this Metai recipe. Sometimes I change up mine as well. Today I feel like adding these spices to mine, so that's what I'm gonna add. I have my all-purpose flour here. I'm gonna add a little bit of custard powder because it brings out a nice crunchiness into the Metai. I have some cardamom powder. It brings a beautiful flavor out in the Metai. We're going to use some cinnamon, nutmeg, and I have a little bit of butter I'm going to add to my mixture. So let's get started. So we're going to add some custard powder into the flour. Like I mentioned, it's going to help it to be nice and crunchy. We're going to go in and add some cinnamon powder. So we're building flavor for our Metai. We're gonna add some cardamom powder. And just by opening the pack, you can smell that beautiful aroma that already make it feels like Metai. So I'm gonna go in there and add a nice portion. I'm gonna leave all the ingredients and measurement that I'm using today in the description box below. We're gonna add some nutmeg. And if there is any spices that you like to add into yours when you're making it, go right ahead and add it. I'm gonna add these ones today. So now I'm gonna mix all my spices into the flour. And this smells so good. I'm gonna add a little bit of butter in here, not a lot. I'm gonna mix that butter in there, just like so. And then we will knead this to a nice form dough, like when we're making roti. So now we're gonna start kneading room temperature water. And the spices in here is really inviting. Wow, so nice and so fragrant. You probably noticed I didn't add any baking powder to the mixture, and that is correct. For this specific recipe, we do not add any baking powder because remember, we're making a crispy, crunchy version of the Metai. If we add baking powder, it's going to become soft and we're not looking to have a soft Metai. So that's the reason for leaving out the baking powder today. The dough is nicely kneaded, very fragrant, and if you notice, it have a brown color, and that's from all the spices. I can't get enough of that beautiful aroma from this dough. I'm gonna separate them in 3 parts, like this. And then we're gonna start rolling these off and cutting fine strips to fry. To start this process, we're gonna flour the surface. I didn't rest the dough, I'm just gonna roll them off just like that because we don't need this to be soft and moist and all that. So we're gonna go to a nice 1/2 inch thickness that when we fry these up, we're gonna still have some texture there. So just like when we're making a roti. So if you look closely, you can see all the nice pieces of spices, the powdered spices everywhere in this dough, which will make it very flavorful. So I'm gonna go this thickness and then we'll start cutting these up to small strips. My oil is already warming up and we're gonna start frying. If we want to have crunchy Metai, we're not gonna go too big, about this much. and I'm using my scraper to do this job. It's easy to pick it up as well when it's time for frying. So I'm gonna keep on doing this. So we're gonna put in our first batch now, nice and easy so I don't burn myself. Make sure your oil is nice and hot, and let me see if this is a better way for me, because I'm scared that I'll splatter the oil when I put in a lot at the same time. So while I'm frying it, I'm gonna keep turning so it's frying evenly on all sides until it becomes nice and brown and crunchy. So this set is nicely done. As you can see, it's brown. The browner it gets, the crispier it's gonna be. So I'm gonna drain them out nicely and remove these from the oil while I'm resting it on a paper towel to get rid of all the excess oil. So we're down to our last batch here now, and this didn't take long at all. It's just a quick process. So I encourage you to give it a try. It's a pretty good snack to have. And when we were growing up in school days, these were the snacks that we used to enjoy. There was nothing in a plastic bag with artificial flavor and anything like that. These were the homemade snacks that we will enjoy from the school canteen, from the little ladies on the roadside, from our aunties and grandma and parents. We used to have these homemade snacks. Very, very delicious, simple ingredients and no artificial flavor. So I'm waiting for this to get a little bit more brown, but this is all the ones we already fried. And I'm gonna start making my syrup to go with it. They're nice and crunchy and beautifully done. So into the brown sugar for the syrup, I'm gonna add some cinnamon powder. We're gonna add the same spices that we add into the flour mixture, so we're consistent with the flavor. I'm gonna go in and add some cardamom powder. And the reason I'm adding it to the sugar, because I don't want it to start floating. Into the water, I'm adding the spices and the sugar to make the syrup. I'm gonna leave all the measurement for the syrup. I'm just gonna mix it in. And I'm adding some almond essence in here. You can add any essence of your choice. Today I am feeling almondish, so that's the one I'm gonna add in here. And this will give it a nice flavor. So the syrup is coming along nicely. I'm using brown sugar so I have a nice dark color. I'm gonna let it go until it starts thickening up a little before I add it to my crunchy, crispy crunchy Metai. The syrup is slowly coming together. When it starts bubbling up like this, it is getting nice and thick, but it still needs to go a little bit more. It's too runny at the moment. I have to just drip when I lift the spoon up, so I'm gonna let it go for a little bit more. So when the syrup becomes nice and frothy like this and thick, as you can see, it's dropping slowly. You can test it, it's very hot, and when it have like a string there, you know it's ready. So I'm gonna pour this over to my nice batch of Metai, and this is gonna coat it beautifully and give it a nice finish. So let's go. Syrup is going in, and I'm gonna have to give it a good mix. Just like this. I'm gonna do this carefully because I don't want to break up the length of my Metai. I love the length that I got. So this is gonna coat every one of the Metai there now. It's gonna add a sweetness to it, and it's gonna give us that beautiful, lovely finish. So here is my beautiful batch of crispy, crunchy Metai, and these bring back so much memories for me, and I know it's gonna bring back memories for a lot of you as well. Let me try one, maybe 2 and 3, and let you guys know how it tastes. These are very addictive. So once you try one, you're gonna be popping another one and another one after that. So let's check it out. It brings my memory right back to when I was going to school, and you go to that little snack it lady, and she will give you a piece of paper with like 7 on it for $2 or $2.50, and you would go walk down the road and crunch with your school friend. So much memory. Taste test time. So now let's hear for those crunch. I have here, you hear that? And let me bite into one of these now. Did you hear that? You can taste the flavor of the cardamom, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg in there, and a little hint of the almond peeping through. I'm sure that you guys didn't have this for a long time. Please make some, share it with your kids, share it with your family. Do not let us lose these traditions. Let's keep our natural snacks going as long as we can remember. So for all my Trini friend, I know you call this Kurma, and it is similar to churros. As Matthew said, the churros is a little bit softer, but this is crunchy, and so much fun when you're sitting with friends and crunching away like it. Such an enjoyable thing. So thank you all so much for making crispy, crunchy Metai with me. I hope you will give it a try, and I know some of you probably didn't have it for a long time. Until then, I want to say stay blessed, stay safe, keep crunching. Until I see you the next time.